And we are back with episode 31 of Lights Camera Pop. I'm your host, Rich.
I'm your other host, Mike.
How's it going, everybody? It is Christmas week. I can't believe it is 4 days away till Christmas.
Oh, I know. I can't believe it. Like, it's like, where'd the time go? Holy cow.
Listen, like it is crazy because it's gonna be 2026 before we know it.
Oh, I know,
I,
right?
I just and it feels like a week or two ago that we were saying, "Oh, it's like this year's already dragging. It's only February." And of course, I think a lot of it predicated on the weather because we had some shitty weather at the beginning of this year.
Oh,
And
yeah. Yeah,
I feel
definitely.
like,
Holy cow.
yeah, I feel like all the snow and the cold weather lasted up until June. And like, it
Ain't
just,
that the truth?
God, it was a nightmare. And I hope, man, I got my fingers crossed, my hands clapped together. Like, please don't let 2026 start out that way because, like, I am not a cold weather person. I hate it. I absolutely loathe it.
My wife despises the cold weather. It doesn't really bother me. I used to, like, I don't like extreme cold.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're talking like negative 10, 20, you know what I mean? Like, no, nobody likes that. But like for me, like I don't mind like 32. Like that doesn't bother me. Like the freezing point, it really doesn't bother me. I have the tendency to kind of like run hot as it is.
Yeah.
So like the cold weather kind of like, feels a little comfortable for me. No, I hate like extreme heat. That's my big. That just zaps all the energy out of me.
See, what's crazy is I feel that the heat gives me more energy. I would rather be working more in the heat, and I feel like the cold like keeps me slowed down. It keeps me with a lack of motivation. I don't know. It's just weird. Like I feel like Superman at that point where I get my power from the sun.
Well, I working out in the field, like doing frac stacks and all
Yeah.
that sort of stuff like it. Ugh, man, I despise the heat. But working in the winter, like for some reason, like I can get like if I'm out in the if we're working out in the field and
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing like a rig up or something like that in the wintertime, I can I could work out longer. Like it doesn't seem to bother me nearly as much as the summertime. But then
That's
again, like
crazy.
in the summertime, I'm wearing hard hat, gloves, like safety gloves, full FR uniform, steel-toed boots,
Right.
like all that sort of stuff. So like I'm just like completely covered. So it just zaps me.
That makes sense. Yeah, so I can understand why because I do remember like going into at one time when I was in my previous life of selling copiers and installing them and everything. We had done AK Steel up in Butler, and we were like deep in the heart of the plant, taking copiers to each area of the facility. And I just remember like having to wear the PPE gear, the greens, and the metatarsal boots. And yeah, that's enough to drain a person.
Oh God, man, yeah. You're on average, I would probably have on like in the summertime have on probably like 15 extra pounds of PPE at any given moment.
Yeah, that's
So then
wild.
in the wintertime, triple that. You know.
Right. And I just I just I guess I can understand where you're coming from. And I like when I was working for WB Mason probably about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, somewhere around there. And we had some extreme heat one day, or well, throughout the summer. And we got to drive our bread trucks with the doors open on each side. And it's really no air conditioning. And it's a big hollow metal tube. And
Oh
it just
man, so you're
attracts
like
all the
it's
heat.
like it's like an easy bake oven on wheels.
Right. Remember that it was like you're in those like Ore-Ida French fry boxes with the remember the microwavable when they first came out they had that
Yep.
little like silver
That
seal that looked like aluminum foil that
yep.
we weren't
I
supposed to
remember
put
that.
in a microwave allegedly, but yet they still made this and manufactured it like it.
Well, the reason why you're able to do it with that is because the cardboard outside of it was a shielding because the way the microwaves. Never mind. Like, but sorry.
We almost went into like physics and all
Yeah, I
that
mean,
fun
like I could
stuff.
explain it, but it's, yeah, like, oh man, I don't blame you because like literally, like for you driving around and that thing would be like I said, riding in an easy bake oven constantly.
Oh yeah, I
Holy
remember
cow!
just driving down the turnpike with like my leg hanging out the door. I'm sure that was not like good in any way, shape, or form, but I think everybody did it who drove those trucks.
Yeah, I'm just glad I'm not doing that right now anymore.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
yeah, I can
like the
feel
whole
because now
the
you're.
whole comic book thing is seems to be treating me okay as of right now.
That's great because that's
So
what
we'll
we're here
see
to
what
talk about.
happens.
That's what we're here to talk about. Is enough of the uh, heat and weather. We're not meteorologists. We're
No,
nerdologists.
no, by
we're
no means.
we're in the geek nation, if you will, and
Yeah, we're
that's
we're
what we're here to talk
nerddom.
about. Yes. What'd you do this week? I mean, you were just at a show, in that indoor show
Yeah,
the other day. How'd that go?
yeah. I did an indoor show yesterday up in Evansburg. It was cool. Like me and Brian did it. Brian had his little island in the sun, and I had mine. Normally, we're together, but he picked up a couple of tables and
Hmm.
was selling his wares and the stuff that he makes and everything like that. If you don't follow Brian the Misfit on Instagram, do yourself a favor and check him out. He does some great stuff. He makes a lot of his own. Well, he makes a ton of his own art and everything like that. And it's awesome.
Brian, set yourself up a
So he
business
was,
page, man.
yeah, he was selling his stuff up there, and he was selling some of his stuff for our friend Jay. She makes some really cool stuff too. So if you follow Brian, check her out. They're linked together, and she does use like crochet stuff, and it's just amazing. Her stuff's really really cool.
That's so
So she's
cool.
up there. They're up there selling their stuff. Well, Brian took her stuff up because
Mhm.
she has some personal stuff going on, so she wasn't able to make it. But again, we had a really good time. It was a little bit. It was the very first show ever that they did. Um, so it was a little wonky. Little. There was supposed to be a few more vendors, but because of the weather, some people bowed out.
Right.
So it was a bit slow. It wasn't, it wasn't like balls to the wall action as a lot of the shows that we do are. But again, it was the very first one, so will I go back? Yeah, you bet your ass. I'll do it again. It was worth it for me to go up there. It was like an hour and a half away from here. So it wasn't hateful. It was like up by Johnstown. Um,
Okay.
yeah, it was cool. It was cool. We definitely like I did enough to justify going back. So yeah, I'll do it
Well,
again.
and also you kind of got to
Um,
look at it too. Is like it was the first show, and I'm
right.
sure that everybody's first cons or first shows or first venues that they do, like in this manner of speaking, I'm sure that it has some form of like hiccups and
Oh yeah.
slow
There's always a
build.
learning curve too. You know what I mean? And you
Oh,
kind
for
of got to
sure.
get the word out and um but like I said, unfortunately, they had some cancellations. But I mean, all in all, it was a success.
Good.
Like my whole thing is if I can make the tables and make a little bit of money over top my tables, over top my initial investment, which is like gas, food, and tables. If I can overcome that mountain, it's a success.
Right.
So, was it a success? Yes. Was it a home run? No. Was it a double? Yes. Yeah,
That's
so
fair.
I there's my sports analogy for once.
I,
People
I, I
like it when
like
you're
it.
topical.
You, have you been watching anything Christmassy this week?
Of course, that's all my wife puts on.
Listen, I was meant to mention this last week, and I'm going to tell you because everybody, and I think this is like, if you've listened to the show enough, you know who I am as a person. So first and foremost, I'll go on to say that I have never in my life watched a Hallmark movie. Okay,
Hmm.
and I've never in my life had a desire to watch a Hallmark movie. Damn it if they didn't find a way to suck me in. So
Which one'd you watch?
I didn't watch one yet. They're currently filming one right now with Hallmark Princess Lacey Chabert, and
Okay.
they are currently shooting one in Walt Disney World. And
Oh,
it
no way.
legit revolves around Walt Disney World. And it's, I mean, from what I understand, it just seems like it's a basic run of the mill Hallmark movie that revolves around Christmas and Disney. And she goes to Disney on a family vacation with her family, parents, sisters, brothers. And as she's there, she runs into an old flame who they had obviously broken up in the past over some differences of who they were as people. But he's there
Okay.
with his family, brothers, sisters, parents, stuff like that. And of course, with the magic of Disney and the holidays, they reconnect. So yeah, from what I understand, the plot line is legit like almost every other Hallmark movie. But I'll actually tune in for this now just because of that,
I
the
can.
premise of it.
I I honestly wish I could say I never watched Hallmark movie, but that's pretty much all Amy will put on. So like I've seen them all. So that's the reason why when you said like Christmas movies,
Yeah,
yes, I watched a shit ton of Christmas movies. Can I name you any of them? No. Um, but I can give you the plot to all of them, just
didn't I
summing
just
up
name it?
one of them, because they're the same ones. They're
Yeah, I
the
was gonna
same
say
movie over and over and over
right,
again. Um,
different
but in,
actors
in a way, like I could care less because it makes her happy, and not only that, like they're just happy, feel good. You know
for
what I mean?
sure.
Like it's brain candy. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like it's you don't have to sit there and think about it. You know what's going to happen. Um, yeah, it's a Christmas movie. It's feel good. Who
yeah.
cares? It's a candy cane. You know?
I will honestly say I have not watched anything Christmassy this week. Um, I will say I watched this movie last night, and I really felt I don't know why I felt like the need to really talk about it, but I'm going to bring it up because I guess it's worth one watch. But it was
Okay.
not the greatest of movies. Mel Gibson directed it, and it is on. I can't remember if it was Prime or HBO Max. I think it was HBO Max, and it's called Flight Risk, and it has Topher Grace and Mark Wahlberg in it. And the start of the movie, Topher Grace is like making ramen in a microwave in a hotel in Alaska,
Okay.
and
Sounds like my life.
or if you're living in Pennsylvania because of all the snow. And so here, all of a sudden, the door kicks in. Okay, there's no foreshadowing of what's going to happen. The door kicks in. It is a U.S. Marshal. She is there to like capture Topher Grace, who has been on the run apparently, which you don't know until she kicks in the door. And then the moment she lays him down and cuffs him on the crusty, he even said, I thought that part was kind of funny. Like, he's like, no, not the sheets, not the sheets. And she put him face down on the sheets. He's like, oh, so crusty. So he's like, yeah, I'll make a deal with you. I'm ready to make a deal. I'm ready to make a deal. And then she pulls him up and, what do you want? I want full immunity and I'll testify against Moretti or whatever his name was. Okay, cool. That's the plot. Now they get to a little airport with a little single plane that they have to fly to Anchorage, which is, I guess, an hour from where they were at. Now, the whole hour, or the rest of the movie, takes place in the plane with Topher
Okay.
Grace, Mark Wahlberg as the pilot, and the U.S. Marshal. And listen, I'm gonna look it up while we're talking because she reminds me. She reminded me of Felicity, not Felicity, Carrie Russell.
Okay.
So here, but it's not. Her name is Michelle Dockery, and she was in Downton Abbey, The Gentleman, stuff like that.
Okay.
So
Probably an English actress then.
yeah. But she wasn't in the. She didn't have the accent. Anyway, so they're flying, and within 15 minutes of them in the plane, you learn that Mark Wahlberg is not actually who he says he is. He's not the pilot. that was supposed to pick them up. He was actually working for the mob boss. Now that he finds out that Topher Grace was going to flip, he was going to kill him.
Okay.
And then everything just like, yeah. So there were just certain little plot points that like irritated me. Like there was one point where he's choking her as she's trying to fly the plane, and he, not to give any spoilers, whatever. And he's like, "Don't you want to know my name? Ask my name." Well, okay. And that never came up again later. It never came up.
I
Like
hate that.
It's like, okay,
You
I want to know what his
it's,
name.
you know, it's an important plot point that's on the cutting room floor right now.
Right. Like, are you the son of the leak in the FBI? Are you like,
Right.
yeah, like what is your actual purpose? So anywho, so the movie ended. You think that the the Indian guy helping him land the plane. I don't know why I said the Indian guy. It just like the guy helping him land the plane over the intercom. Well, here, it was kind of a cheesy interaction between them on the phone, then on the ground. They ended the movie, and it felt like they could do 2 or 3 more based off of this now. And I'm just like,
really?
oh god, because there was really no, like, the plot was legit. I need to save this guy from getting killed, but we don't know why he's going to testify. We don't know what his purpose was or his involvement other than handling the books for this, which is maybe touched upon mob boss. Not really sure. But yeah, there was just really a lot of loopholes that.
$10 says you're right. I bet you there's going to be a couple more episodes to this thing. Probably
Yeah.
another yeah.
And let me tell you too, the most ridiculous thing about this.
Hmm?
If anybody wants to, like, I'm not even going to post it, but just Google Mark Wahlberg flight risk, and they give him a bald spot right in the front and with a hairline in the middle and a bald spot in the back. So, like, he looks absolutely ridiculous in this movie. But I will say,
All right, I'm gonna watch it. I got to see it now.
yeah, and I will say, what makes the only thing that is kind of like interesting to watch is the fact that Mark Wahlberg, if anybody knows him, like, he just seems like an all around good guy in real life, during interviews and stuff like that, and of course his past depictions and his roles that he's taken, and this one here, like, oh my god. Like, he's kind of like out there to the point where he's like talking about like doing nasty things to Topher Grace before he kills him.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
Okay, now I want to see it because that just sounds.
Like, it's so mind blowing. But yeah, the movie was not it's worth a watch for at least one time, but it does not have a rewatchable factor to it at all. And then today, I pretty much Katie had cooked some amazing chicken, and she makes a kick-ass breaded chicken. Good God!
Nice.
And so, like, she was making that. I started watching The Toys That Built America, and so I was like
cool.
3 episodes in, and like I was watching, like, what it was, Hasbro versus Mattel when it came to G.I. Joe and Barbie. I had just left off with Hot Wheels versus Matchbox cars. And it was just, I love those shows. We talked about it last week. They're so good.
Well, here's a little segue type of thing. Did you see that? Remember the puppets for the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the original stop-motion animation?
Yeah.
They just re-auctioned them again not too long ago.
What? And how much they go for?
Yep, they just want. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of backstory on this real quick, okay? A couple of years ago, back in like 06, they were on Antiques Roadshow.
Okay.
Okay, some guy had Santa and Rudolph. His aunt or his mom or something like that acquired them from the production company because she worked on the movie, and they were just going to throw them away. And she's like, "Can I have them?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure." So they literally sat in a box forever. Santa had a little bit of worse for wear, like his mustache fell off and Rudolph's nose was replaced.
Hmm.
But in 2006, the auction estimate was for $8,000 for both of them. Okay, $8,000.
Wow.
Now the guy did end up auctioning them off in 2020. And they went for $360,000. So the auction estimate was a little off, I would say.
Yeah. Oh yeah. A little bit.
So they just recently re-auctioned, and what do you think they went for?
Um, I'm gonna say maybe 2.5 mil.
Actually, no, like a lot lower than that.
Okay.
$500,000.
Really?
Yeah, they went for $500,000.
That's crazy. Still yet. I mean, but what a
Yep.
piece of history though to have. And what just I want to throw this little factoid out there, which I'm sure you know, but I don't know if any of our listeners know. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer was not like an original concept that people had like known to love. He was actually created as a marketing tool
Yeah,
by Montgomery Ward,
Bunkering Wars. Yeah, Bunkering Wars.
1939. And they would make coloring pages of him and everything like that. And it's crazy how much like it's grown into like a pop culture icon.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I used
pretty
to love
wild, isn't it?
Montgomery Wards. I remember going down there all the time, and I still remember one time like just begging and crying to have. There's two toys I always remember where I bought them, and Beachcomber from the Transformers I got from Montgomery
Transformers.
Wards. Yeah, and Serpentor I remember getting from Hills because
Nice.
that's where the toys were.
The original a lot of those stop motion animations were owned by a guy in Pittsburgh for a long time. I remember doing Steel City Con years and years ago, and he had them on display. And then they were on display for years. I was just talking about last night. They were on display for years at PPG. Whenever he used to walk in one of the buildings, the guy had them on display in there for years, and I thought they were still on display. I thought he still owned them, but here I just found out today that they auctioned, and that he must have did a private sale because this wasn't, and then they ended up re-auctioning.
Yeah,
So I thought that was kind of interesting.
I
Now,
do. That's pretty wild. I never knew
not
that.
now getting away from Christmas for a minute. Um, I honestly believe right now
Hmm.
that the Earth is healing and we are coming together because two
Together.
magnificent things took place over the last couple of days.
Okay.
Number one, Jake Paul got his ass straight up handed to him and had his jaw broken in two places
That is insane.
by Anthony Joshua,
I saw that.
which I think that is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
And number two, Andrew Tate got his ass handed to him too by Chase Demore. Thank you, God. The Earth is healing.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, I
And
saw
one disheartening thing is Winnie the Pooh apparently is on the Epstein list.
No, listen. I refuse to believe that. I believe it is a
I
case
saw the
of
pictures.
mistaken. I don't care. I believe it is a case of mistaken identity, and I will fight for that. Pooh is not part of the Epstein files. I don't care if he never wore pants, and this could be the whole reason. No, not at all. Mistaken identity. He was just at the wrong place at the wrong time. That's all.
But getting back to the Jake Paul and Andrew Tate thing,
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to talk about Tate real quick. I cannot stand that man to begin with.
Mhm.
So, I always thought he was a subpar fighter. You know me. You know I'm a fighter. You know I enjoy this stuff. I don't really follow MMA or boxing because I'd rather it's like fighting is one of those things I'd rather do than watch. All right.
Sure.
But when it comes to like Jake Paul and them two and him, like when they got their asses handed to them, oh man, it was I literally heard angels singing. Um, Yep. I like Andrew Tate. If you don't know who he is, he's just a scumbag douchebag. Um, he's a fighter, but he also has like his hand in porn, and he tries to be part of the manosphere and try to turn men into like beta simp douchebag men into alphas, which you can't do. You're either born an alpha or you're not. Let's just put it that way, okay? And just the whole thing with him, like he just ripped off dudes and just tried to. He's just an asshole, and that's all I can say about him. And so when he got his ass kicked, that was just fantastic. And then, of course, in great fashion, he just announced his retirement from fighting. Good, you sucked to begin with. You should never have been in the ring to begin with. You were a blight to all things manliness. And then Jake Paul, you are not a boxer. You've never been a boxer. You'll never be a boxer. You fight old men. That's all you do. You fight geriatric old men. I'm sorry, but the whole fight earlier with Tyson, like that was
staged.
abysmal.
I'm sorry. That wasn't. I do not feel that was an actual fight.
No, it wasn't.
Like that was marketing.
It was a cash grab.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I hate to say it. Like I honestly think that if Tyson looked at it as a money, Tyson just didn't care. Tyson looked at it for money. That's all he looked at it for. And he took a dive. You'll never convince me that
nope.
that Paul beat Tyson. Like in all honesty, I think if
you will have
that
check. I was going to say you will convince me more so that Pooh was on the Epstein files before Mike Tyson actually lost that fight.
I agree 100%. So like Tyson, I have a little bit of. I would like to think that Tyson didn't throw the fight. I would like to think that he didn't throw the fight, because I honestly felt like I was going into this thinking Tyson was literally going to rip his head off.
Mm-hmm.
But because I always felt that Tyson looked at his record as something very important
and sacred, right?
But yes, but I think, in all honesty, I think he was looking down the barrel of because he had a lot of debt, he had a lot of things going on, and I think he looked at that fight as a way to, clean up a lot of early messes, like financial messes and just different things, and so he just did what he had to do financially.
Yep.
Which is, I understand it. I'm not going to say I don't. I understand it. And then every other fight that he was ever in they were all washed up fighters. Let's face it. They were all washed up fighters. So when he came up against Anthony Joshua, who is a true fighter, and the man wanted to punch him in the brain, not punch him in the head. He wanted to punch through his face and hit him in the brain. And I honestly think that this was Anthony did this fight as a homage for Tyson. He did it to say, if he did that, he knocked him out for Tyson. I want to say that he did. And he went 6 rounds. All these people are going to say, oh, well, Jake Paul went 6 rounds with him, and that proves that he's a fighter. No, that just proves that he toyed with him like a cat toying with a mouse.
Yep. Exactly.
And when he broke his jaw into 2 sections, he broke his jaw in 2 places. Two places. I mean, like, that just, to me, was just, my hat's off to you. But then, I mean, like, going into that fight, Paul weighs, 216, I think it said. He's like 6'1", 6'1" or 6'1", and he has like a 74-inch reach. Okay. Anthony outweighed him by 24 pounds, has like an 84-inch reach, and was like 6'6". He should never even have been in that ring, man.
Right.
Like, that's apples to oranges. That's like racing a Corvette against a Chevette.
I'd like to watch that.
I'm sorry, but he not only was he outgunned, but he was outclassed. Like, Anthony Anthony Joshua is a true heavyweight boxer. He's a true heavyweight boxer. When you get hit by him, that's like being hit by a baseball bat. Like, I'm sorry, you went into this fight thinking that you were going to be able to do something, but your check didn't clear on this one.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, for sure.
He didn't take a dive on this one. And I'm glad this happened. I'm glad this happened.
Yeah, especially the whole Jake Paul thing. Like, maybe now he'll shut up and just like get out of sight.
Right. You're not a fighter. Quit pretending you are. Quit pretending you're a boxer. Like, boxing was always referred to as, the sport of kings. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're just a jester. You are not.
I don't even think
you are not a true fighter. You are the jester. He ran around shaking his tongue out the whole time. He tried to just run away from him because, like, once he got hit that first time and he realized he wasn't holding it back 70%, but he was actually going in there to rearrange body parts, he was just like, oh, damn, I am out of my match, I am out of my width, and I am out of my depth on this one. And he was completely outclassed, outmatched, out everything.
I couldn't agree more. I could not agree more. No, I'm glad you brought that up.
Sorry, I had to go on my little tirade on that one because that just felt good to get that off my chest.
Yeah, I could tell.
Having both of them get their asses kicked in within days of one another. Man, that was a Christmas gift early for me. That was a Christmas gift early for every person who is a fighter, was a fighter, or aspires to be a fighter.
Absolutely. And Merry Christmas to you all.
Yeah. You know.
So
Jake Paul got his wings. You know?
And not by Red Bull.
No.
No. So I'm going to take a side step over to the trailer park. Okay. And I want to talk about a couple trailers that I've seen. First of all, I'm sure the world has been buzzing now about the Avengers Doomsday trailer. Have you seen the little teaser?
No, I haven't.
Okay. So
I've been so busy with trying to get things together with my life that, like, I haven't really paid much attention to that sort of stuff. And then whenever I do sit down to watch anything, Amy usually makes me watch a Hallmark Christmas movie.
Well, well, let me tell you. So first of all, I'm going to tell you, I would be super pissed if they've been, because you know yourself, at least, I mean, you may have not seen the trailer or teaser, but you know that they have been hyping this trailer up since.
Oh yeah,
like it was like they were banking on that this was gonna make box office records, being that it was like attached to the new Avatar movie. I would be pissed if I spent $20 knowing I'm not an Avatar fan, and I went just to see this teaser to see what we got. All it was, I'm going to describe it for you. Motorcycle driving down a dirt road. He gets off his bike, puts a star-spangled helmet on the seat, walks inside, camera pans up, boom, it's Chris Evans. It's Steve Rogers. He goes to his drawer, holds the Endgame uniform. The next scene, he's holding a baby, and you see Peggy Carter. And then it goes to black and says Steve Rogers will be back in Avengers Doomsday. And then a countdown appears. That's it. Like, I would be so pissed if I literally spent $20 on a movie to see. Now, am I happy to hear that Steve Rogers is coming back? Absolutely. I think, like, it's going to be a hard sell once, because from the reports that I've been reading, after Secret Wars, it's going to reset the entire MCU, and then we'll have new of course, the next generation of actors playing these characters. So that being the case, it's always going to be a hard sell because we're always going to compare. Captain America is always Steve or Chris Evans. Iron Man's always going to be Robert Downey Jr. and so on and so on. And a lot of people are reporting that they're pissed because having Captain America back in Doomsday is going to take away from Anthony Mackie's version of Captain America. But to that, I say, they only said Steve Rogers is coming back. They didn't say if he's coming back as Captain America. They didn't say if he's coming back as Captain Hydra. So I guess we'll kind of see how it plays out. But yeah, that was the little teaser trailer for that. Then there was another leak, and maybe I shouldn't buy into the leaks because you can never tell anymore with AI. But for some of the reports are saying that these are legit. But the audio had leaked for the Spider-Man brand new home or brand new day. And I guess the voiceover is Tom Holland at the beginning of it saying, "Hi, you don't remember me, but my name is Peter Parker. I'm also Spider-Man. You don't remember me because all these dangers were going to happen and I needed to do something to make sure all of my loved ones and friends were kept safe." So you don't know if he's talking to MJ or what, but I kind of like the aspect that they're going, like he needs to like get this out in the open that he is who he is. But we'll see how that plays out anyway. But the one that I'm really wanting to talk about is there is a movie, and nobody can say that Hollywood is completely and utterly out of fresh ideas. This one here has got to be one of my favorite trailers I've seen in a very long time. It made me laugh. It made me actually want to go see a movie in the theaters that was not IP based or something of a sequel or whatnot. So the name of the movie is called Sheep Detectives. And
you already have, okay.
It is the most,
I'm all ears.
It is the most adorable, sweet movie trailer. And I cannot wait to see the movie. It stars Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman is a sheep herder. He takes care of all these sheep like they're his own kids. He feeds them, bathes them, shears them, everything. Then he reads to them every night. He reads to them mysteries and romances and stuff like that. So he's in the middle of reading a story, a detective story. And he says, "Okay, well, guys, that's enough for the night. We'll continue tomorrow." He goes to bed, turns off the light in the little Airstream trailer looking shack. And then the camera cuts over to one of the sheep, and he's like, and the sheep starts talking. He's like, "Oh, now we'll never know who's gonna who was the killer." And it's like, "I can't believe we have to wait till tomorrow," and stuff like that. And then all the sheep are gathering together and they're talking. Morning comes, and one of the sheep go to another sheep, and he says, "Hey, we just saw, we found," and I apologize for not remembering his name, but we just found sheep herder Jackman laying on the ground, and he's dead. The police are clueless, so it is now up to the sheep to find out who killed their sheep herder.
Oh my God. This I gotta say.
Dude, it looks like such a fun movie. And
that sounds fantastic. That's like right up my alley. I love stupid stuff like that. Yeah. It sounds awesome.
But that's the thing is, like, when you say stupid stuff like that, like, it takes itself seriously enough to make you be like, like I said, it really made me want to see it. And like I told my daughter, I showed it to my daughter, and she's like, "You know what? That looks so insane that I have to see it." So yeah.
It's like, did you ever hear of the movie called Hundreds of Beavers?
No, I haven't.
Oh my God. Okay. Your homework for tonight is to look up Hundreds of Beavers. It's a
Should I watch how I Google this?
Yeah. Um, it's a black and white movie it's a full length black and white silent movie that's like this like completely like slapstick comedy.
It's on
You
Tubi.
you have to watch it. You just have to just check it out. Hundreds of Beavers.
Like it was made in 2022 also, so
Yeah,
that's pretty
yeah,
wild.
it's new.
Yeah,
It's phenomenal. Like movies like that just like give me hope for the future of films because it's literally filmed like a how do I want to say it like a Hanna-Barbera cartoon,
oh, that's great.
and it's just phenomenal, and it's called Hundreds of Beavers,
I love
and
it.
it's like about this about a Canadian lumberjack basically
Of course.
at at war with hundreds of beavers. And these guys dressed
I was
in
gonna say
beaver
the
costumes.
the poster, the movie poster looks funny as hell. I absolutely love it.
Oh, it's great.
Hundreds of beavers. But yeah, definitely.
Yep.
I'll post the Sheep Detective trailer up on the Lights Camera Pop page on Facebook, so everybody can check it out. Yeah, it's like I said, you have to watch it, have to see it. Um,
Oh, yeah. I'm going to see this movie.
so I,
Just the one thing where you see like in the hundreds of beavers just makes me laugh. There's like a scene where they have like this big snowball fight, but like the one scene where you just see him, he's like running through the woods, and there's like these hundreds of beavers chasing him, and it's these guys in beaver costumes, which is the best. It's so fantastic, and it's silent. You'll love it. Trust me, man. You will love Hundreds of Beavers. It's a
uh,
masterpiece.
that's so fun. Like I said, just go to Tubi and type it in. Don't go to Google. Your browser history may get compromised.
Right? Yeah, you trust me. You don't want to do that, but you'll get a kick out of it.
All of a sudden, Bonnie Blue comes up. Um, I thought this was kind of interesting. I just saw this thing. Well, speaking of today, I did notice this just kind of came out. I don't know too much of the details. James Ranson had died.
Yeah, I just saw that
If you don't
just
know who that
now.
is, he played Eddie Kazbrak, the adult Eddie Kazbrak in the It Chapter 2. Um, so yeah, that's pretty sad news. I haven't heard too many details about that. Oh, another thing I did watch too. It was just a couple nights ago. I watched the Rob Reiner story. It was on ABC. It must have been like a 2020 special episode, and they did like a little mini doc about him. Oh man, like it just made me feel even more sad about it. And also, it did remind me of a movie that he was in that I think paved the way for the reality television show that we know and love today. Well, some people know and love. Have you ever heard of a movie called Ed TV?
Yes.
It stars Matthew McConaughey. Uh, I can't remember now. I see it now. I got to look, but I want to say it was Jenna Elfman, and I don't know why I'm like starting a blank because I've always said that it was. Um, but Matthew McConaughey, Ellen DeGeneres is in it. Woody Harrelson, yeah, Jenna Elfman from Dharma and Greg, and she's in the new show with Tim Allen, Shifting Gears. And
Hmm.
basically, what it is they Rob Reiner, and he's a big television producer, and he sees how interesting these people's lives are. So they set up cameras for him and everything, and the relationships and everything. But he had like such a funny moment in that movie that involved a penile enlargement pump,
Oh no.
and it actually played a big part in helping them save their lives, basically. Um, but yeah, that was a pretty fun movie. I forgot all about it until I was watching it. It wasn't even in the doc, but it just when I saw it, like I don't know, there was an image of him that just made me like, oh
And
my god, that's the same guy.
And apparently, in more news, just now, just released that Wiz Khalifa, Pittsburgh's own Wiz Khalifa was blah 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 blah. Yeah, he has 9 months in jail now for smoking weed on stage during a music festival over in Romania. So he's going to have to go to he has to go to jail in Romania for 9 months.
Ooh, I don't know. We may not see. No, I'm not even gonna put that out in the atmosphere. But yeah, like that's crazy. That's insane.
Yeah, I just read that just now. I was just like, holy crap.
Um, something I saw earlier too. Guys, we're just kind of bullshitting. I think this is how we pretty much have handled our shows. We just pick and choose topics. I don't think we really have had an episode where we had our full, real, actual topic, and it just everything we just touched on things that we've heard, and we just talk about them. So I thought this was kind of cool. The Hollywood Reporter had released the top 10 James Cameron films. So I'm gonna go through them real quick. Number 10 is Piranha 2, The Spawning. True Lies is number 9. True Lies was a very good movie. I did like that.
True Lies.
Yeah. Number 8 is Avatar. Okay, so and again, I am not a huge Avatar fan at all. I think it is a highly overrated film and has genetically enhanced Smurfs. That's just I don't know. I can't. Number 7 is The Abyss.
Their hair,
yeah. Weird. 7 is The Abyss. I really like that movie. It was one I grew up watching. Number 6, why this is not higher, I don't know. Terminator 2, Judgment Day. Number 5.
That's a good movie.
Yeah, okay. And so 5 and 6. Number 5 is already the new one, Avatar Fire and Ash. And then number 4 is Avatar The Way of Water. Number 3 is Titanic. So as much as a global box office hit this movie was, why isn't it number 1? I don't know. It was definitely a good movie ahead of its time. Number 2, Aliens, the 1986 sequel to Alien. And number 1 is The Terminator from 1984. So there you have it. That was from Hollywood Reporter, their top 10 James Cameron films. Then did you see the new reports that he came out and said that he wrote Point Break?
Yeah, I heard that.
So, it could explain why it was so good. I love Point Break. Point Break is probably one of my favorite Keanu Reeves and Patrick Swayze movies.
It is a good movie. I think it's another one of those movies that's highly underrated because you don't really hear too many people talk about it, but it is a good. It actually had a remake, for crying out loud.
Yeah, and I never watched a remake, and I've heard mildly okay things about it, but not enough to get it off of the ground.
Yeah, I've never seen it. I've never heard anything bad about it too. But that's nothing that I was like, ooh, I got to go watch this now.
Yeah, but I guess this is coming on reports of the new Avatar movie is out, and then I guess they announced that they're working on a television series based on Point Break, which I'm all for because, like I said, I love Point Break. I love the concept. And as much as I despise the Fast and the Furious movies, they're literally Point Break with cars. So
right.
I mean, not really a fan of the fast movies, but yeah, I'm all for Point Break. And
I like the first Fast and the Furious. I'm a car nerd, but they just got so dumb.
They went so off the rails. James,
I remember seeing one of them. I remember seeing one of them in the theater, and it had a 4-cylinder car dragging a freaking not multiple ton safe through the streets of Brazil, and I'm just like, yeah,
which is funny because that was my favorite Fast.
I'm like, that's so physically.
It really is, but I thought that movie was so much more fun than all the others. I don't know why, but I really enjoyed that one. And I think my top ones go, if I had to rank, I'm not even going to go anything past 5. But five, um, three. I did like Tokyo Drift. I think it goes 5, 3, 2, and 1. Although
So I
I
like
did
one.
really hate the whole "ka" or "bra,"
Yeah.
whatever. Mark Wahlberg. Holy shit. Uh,
The one, which is the one where they were in Florida? Was that the third? Is that the third one?
no, the second one.
That's the second. All right, so I like 1 and 2 in Tokyo Drift, and that's pretty much about it for me.
Yeah, the one where they're in Florida has Rip in it from Yellowstone.
Yeah,
Carter Verone. What's
yeah.
his name? Cole Hauser.
I
Which I
just
first saw him in one of my favorite movies of all time, Dazed and Confused.
I just sent you
I saw that.
a meme. Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw that. I did. I like the one where he's like laying in the hospital bed. We're talking about Jake Paul, guys. He's laying in a hospital bed, and there's a Make a Wish poster behind him.
Logan Paul makes a wish kid visits a wish kid in the hospital. I was like, oh, I have to send it to
Love
him.
it. I love it. So James Cameron, he gave like such a really cool response. Somebody was interviewing him, and they asked him about Avatar 4. And he gave the most perfect response. He said, well, let me ask you a question. He said, when a woman's in labor and you see the crowning of the head, do you ask her what her next baby is going to be like? You don't. I just delivered this thing. We'll see. We'll see. Like, I love that. Like, he was kind of like, so it was almost like snarkiness about him, but it was like, please let me enjoy this moment.
Right.
So I thought that was pretty cool. So, oh God, there's so many other things that like I wanted to like talk about. I think one of the cool things that came out this week, and I think it got both of us excited. We texted the moment we saw it. Is shit. The Sony company buys the Peanuts gang in a $460 million deal.
And I believe that's a very conservative. Like I would have expected that to at least been 500 million. Like, I would have expected it to be at least $500 million.
So again,
I honestly think 460 is a steal.
I do too. I agree. And my thought too is, and maybe I should have read the article before we started talking about it. I'm sure maybe you read the article because you're a lot more smarter than I am. So my thought is Charles Schultz, I guess before he had passed, like he was not willing to give up the characters. He didn't want anybody else doing Charlie
Correct.
Brown and Peanuts characters. So, and I can't help to wonder is if like there was like a time frame on that. Because like it was so out of the blue that when this got posted, and I don't think anybody was expecting it. So I can't help to wonder if we're going to get new Charlie Brown, which I'm all for, as long as they keep it in the same style that the original Charlie Brown was.
Having children read the scripts and everything like that. As long as they keep that, I'm all for it. If they don't mess with the formula.
Yeah, for sure. And I can't help to wonder.
I'm sure that there's probably some sort of a rider in that where they can't really diverge from that.
Right, and
that's what has to be.
I always question that because I know that, like, for example, Robin Williams, he had a clause, I guess, when he died or before he died, that when he died, he had this written up prior to his death that Disney or nobody else was permitted to use his voice.
Right.
Within, I think it was like 25 years of his death.
Yeah, likeness rights.
Yeah. So, like, I wonder if this was something similar to that. Like, I don't want any new Peanuts content that's not from me. after a certain amount of time allotted for my death. I don't know.
I'll have to look into that because I really don't know.
I'm curious to see, but
because I could see that being the case.
I'm going to tell you what my biggest hope is, and it's just something so minuscule, but also would make a world of difference to everybody. I want to see the Charlie Brown specials, Thanksgiving, the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown, the Christmas special. I want to see all them brought back to network television.
Yes.
I'm so tired. Like, it's ridiculous that you have to get the one streaming service that nobody really has.
Apple.
Yeah. Like, do you know anybody who has Apple TV?
I know one person. That's it.
I don't know anybody. And I've had it like when I got the free trials, but that's it. Like, I will never pay for it because there's not enough content on there for me to say this is worth my while. And like even right now, there was a movie on there, a Mark Wahlberg movie. Oh shit, I can't remember the name of it, but they just actually released a sequel to it on there, and is where he was a former CIA agent or an assassin, and he gave it up to be with to raise a family and be with his wife and everything. Well, now all the people track him back down. Family Plan, The Family Plan, that's it, and it's an excellent movie. But I watched it during the free trial. But yeah, I can't justify like, oh, why? Same with Fraggle Rock. Like, what the hell? Why is Fraggle Rock on Apple TV of all places?
Yeah, that's weird. I never understood that one myself.
Yeah, so like that's my big hope for the Peanuts gang. I hope that everybody can experience them and not have to subscribe to a streaming service just to watch them.
Agreed.
Agreed. So while we are in the, I was doing some thinking the other day, and I don't know why this popped in my head, but then I went on a rabbit hole of it, and I started writing stuff down, and it is the Christmas season, so I want to tell people that the movie The Santa Claus with Tim Allen.
Mm-hmm.
It is essentially the Green Lantern origin story. Like, this is so I did this whole like little PowerPoint. Like, you should see my notes. I literally have like a little outline of this.
Oh,
okay.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so like, if you don't know who the Green Lantern is, you should know. I mean, if you're listening to the show, you know who the Green Lantern is.
You know the Green Lantern.
And obviously, everybody knows who the Santa Claus or what the Santa Claus is. So basically, the mantle chooses you. Okay, Hal Jordan, Scott Calvin, neither one of them asked to be their respective characters who they became. The Ring seeked out the next predecessor and found that Hal Jordan was worthy of the mantle of the Green Lantern. And I still feel, and I know this, like, it seemed like it was done by accident when Scott Calvin shouts on, like, hey, get off my roof, and Santa falls and he puts on the suit. I don't think that was by chance, because I am a firm believer that everything happens for a reason, no matter what. So I think that like Santa was there at that right opportunity, knowing that the kind of person that Scott Calvin was, and that's why he put on the suit. Right. So yeah, neither man wanted the job.
The suit chose him.
Yes. So neither one of the guys wanted the job. The job wanted them. So instant power, zero training. The Green Lantern all of a sudden flies, create constructs, survives in space. All of a sudden, Scott Calvin puts on a suit, flies a sleigh, grows a beard magically,
Grows a beard,
and
gains weight.
He gains weight, and he can fit into an impossible suit and tight spaces. So basically the powers activate immediately with explanations all that come later, if any at all.
I think you're onto something here.
Okay, so and there's a rule book. Somewhere there is a rule book. For the Green Lantern, it's the Guardians, the core rules, the sector laws, the oaths, and everything like that.
Right.
And the Santa Claus, the clause, the fine print. So basically, the real villain is bureaucracy. Okay.
Damn you, red tape.
Right. The secret society. They're both of them have a secret society. The core, thousands of beings maintaining universal order.
Right.
Whereas Santa has the coven of mythical beings. The elves. It has Father Time, Mother Nature, the Tooth Fairy, Easter Bunny, all of the mythical creatures. So
I'm really upset with myself for not putting these two together.
Oh my god. So yeah, like I said, Earth Dad is thrust into a larger universe. Hal Jordan, test pilot, Earth guy, suddenly a cosmic cop. Scott Calvin, divorced toy exec, suddenly a mortal folklore icon. And by this we gather midlife crisis equals mythic destiny.
Yep.
And you can't quit. You cannot quit.
Yeah.
Once you're chosen, you're in. Green Lantern rings don't just let you walk away. And
no,
you've seen Scott tried to reject the Santa suit, but the beard would grow every time.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So yeah, the uniform is the job. Okay, the ring is the power source plus the symbol. The suit is the magic and authority transformation. No suit, no Santa, no ring, no lantern. Excuse me. So that being said, Scott Calvin is Earth's Green Lantern of Christmas. Both chosen by a cosmic force, bound by rules he didn't read, granted immense power, forced to protect something bigger than himself. And that, my friends, is how you connect Christmas to DC Comics.
Fan-freaking-tastic.
This is like, while it gets lonely when I'm throwing up pop in my grocery stores. So I start thinking of weird things. And I don't know why that came about, but it just popped in my head. And I was like, yes, this is something I want to like touch on. And I couldn't resist but not bring that up today and talk to you.
I love it. Thank you for that. That is fantastic. One good thing. Oh, since we're on the realm of DC, I have some fantastic news for all of us comic book guys.
Okay, girls. And well, yeah, bring us home. Bring us home as we close out.
It has nothing to do with a new story arc. It has nothing to do with a new character. It has nothing to do with existing characters. But what it does have to do with DC officially made a stance on something that you and I have bitched about for a while now. Mm-hmm. AI. DC said that they will never, ever use AI in any comic book form.
I love it. YouTube's taking a stance
not for art, not for storylines, not for story arcs, not for anything. AI is not for DC. DC will not use AI.
I love that idea, and I'm happy to hear that. I really am. YouTube did the same. YouTube. Excuse me. Little touch of heartburn. Yeah, YouTube did that too. They actually pulled a whole shit ton of AI videos, saying that
yep.
AI is not welcome here, which is good because like I'm tired of watching, even though I know they're fake, like I'm tired of seeing movie trailers for sequels that will never exist. And
right.
I like it just because for one, I will say sometimes when you look at it, it's like, oh, I would like to see that, and then it's like, oh, that will never happen because this is fake. This is AI. And but yeah, I'm so happy to hear that DC is not welcoming of the AI in their corporation. Disney, on the other hand, had made a $1 billion investment.
Yeah, that kind of peeved me off.
So, I, I, I'm like on that borderline. Like, I don't want to see this happen. And I feel like Disney has always wanted to be the first in everything and be the rulers of everything, if you will.
And I can understand them wanting to embrace technology. I get it, because I mean, like, that's what they've always done.
Yes.
And there are, let's face it, they are innovators, you know. And okay, I'm not a big fan of it at all by any stretch of the imagination.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if any company could pull it off in a decent manner, it would be them.
So here's some cool things that is coming out for the AI, which, like, okay, I will say one thing that they are doing is they're going to start doing short form content. AI is going to be kind of responsible for short form content.
Okay.
Okay, so that being said, at least they're tasking the bigger projects to actual people, to people with hearts,
Right.
and people that are good storytellers. I don't mind. I guess I don't mind, because how many times have you sent me a video with Bigfoot telling jokes and stories in the forest over a campfire? They're maybe what, a minute and a half long. I'm okay with that, because it's amusing. It's not going to lead anywhere. It is what it is. I think I can be okay with that. But if you're going to start giving me a new, I don't know, just say if you're going to give me a Toy Story 6 that is 100% AI, I don't want it.
No,
because I want the heart and the caring behind it, the warmth that people give.
AI cannot generate true feelings
and emotion. Correct. Now, things that I think AI is cool for. Okay, so like they're gonna start rolling out this thing in the parks. Okay, this is kind of cool. I kind of like this idea because they say, a lot of people spend a lot of time on their phones while you're on vacation. That's completely understandable. Like, why should you be on your phone all the time when you're on vacation in Disney World, okay, or Disneyland, whatever? So they are making, I think they have like some kind of deal right now in place with Meta. The glasses.
Mm-hmm.
They are incorporating the layout of the parks, like the maps, in the glasses. So you can like actually watch where you're going and see like where you need to be from step by step. Like, I think that's kind of a cool concept. And they, from what I understand, I don't remember this, but they did the same thing with DSs. When the DS came out, they had a program that you can download in the DS and it would show the map of the park. So I'm like, I'm kind of curious to see how that will work. So I'm interested in that.
But see, for me, that's not true AI. Like, that's AI, but that's not.
That's more technology
crazy
based.
AI.
Yeah.
That's AI being used for what I feel AI should be used for.
Right.
Now, so if they would make, like you said, if they would do like a full Toy Story movie done by AI, then no.
Yeah.
But doing what you just said, like maps of the park or little funny vignettes, I'm good with that. Like you said, like with the the Bigfoot stuff. If they would do different things like that, I'm 100% on board with that. Yes, use AI for that sort of stuff. Use AI for use AI for what it's good at, keeping the trains running on time. Like, I'm cool with that sort of stuff. But AI has no sense in being for anything that has to do with a soul.
Right. I 100% agree with that. So I mean,
So if you're going to make a movie, if you're going to make a anything along those lines, that has to be done with the human touch. That cannot be done by AI.
I think where a lot of people's lacking is over the course of the years, we've lived boring lives where it's been technology based for how many countless years now already.
Right.
When movies were good and phenomenal and made you feel a certain type of way, it's because somebody had written it based on their own personal like experiences and they exaggerated on that. Now, like that's why a lot of people I think base off of sequels or just do remakes because they haven't lived enough to create an interesting story.
Right.
I don't know. That's just my opinion on it.
I agree.
Well, Mike, I think
You
it's
need
time.
that. You need that life experience. You need that. You need that feel,
Yes,
and like that the human can do,
I can't.
that you only get from a person. You know, get from how somebody looks at at a situation, how they come through certain situations, and then they can translate that using their past experiences, their past loves, their past, you know, whatever, and that's how you get true art and true emotion on film, on paper, on a canvas.
Yeah, absolutely.
A computer can't do it.
No, not even a little
A
bit.
computer can't do it. At least they can't right now.
No, yeah, give it time.
Yeah, and that's what I'm afraid of. All right, sorry about that.
No, I'm glad I think this was a good episode. I hope everybody enjoyed getting their geek on with us. Mike, where can everybody find you? You got any shows coming up?
Next show for me is next month, towards the end of the month. I can't remember the date offhand, but it'll be the Butler Toy Show, so you'll be able to find me there. I'll have all that information for you there. On average, you can find me over there at nomad_comics_collectibles or Punk Rock Mike on the Instagrams. You can also find me as Nomad Comics and Collectibles on TikTok as well. So yeah, look for me there.
And you can find me at Richie Wayne 76 and Lights Camera Pop Pod. You'll be able to find me on another place, which I'll probably talk about next week. A new project that I got coming up that I'll be starting at the beginning of the year, and we'll be talking about that. I think next week, we'll be talking our year-end episode and talking about what the show has done for us and all the good feels that we've got and what's ahead for us. So I hope everybody.
We'll be dropping some plans that for this show. We'll be dropping some plans for stuff that we have cooking in the backgrounds. So
we're gonna
keep up with it, guys.
We're gonna cook next week. So
2026 is going to be our bitch. And remember, Weird Al
for Super Bowl. Yeah,
Spirit.
Weird Al for Lights Camera Pop.
Yep. Yes, Weird Al for Lights Camera Pop. That would be amazing.
Yes, it would. So everybody, I hope you have a Merry Christmas and hope you get what you want. Hope you get that pony and hope you get that PS5 and your Easy Bake Oven.
Yes. Everyone needs an Easy Bake Oven.
I agree. I couldn't agree more. I've never had one. I had the little creepy
Neither
crawling.
have I.
I had a creepy crawling post. I had the creepy crawly thing where you like make the creepy crawlers, put them in a little conveyor belt kind of thing. Yeah, I had one of those. That was pretty cool. And on that note, everybody, have a great week. Have a good Christmas. We will be back next week.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas. Have a good night.